Nothing in this world matters except for God. I said it. Yep. Nothing in this world matters except for God. I was having a conversation with my bros earlier this week, and we had a Bible study, and we really just were unpacking the book of Ecclesiastes. If anybody knows about the book of Ecclesiastes, the main idea of the book is that everything in life is meaningless, and oftentimes the things that we're chasing is like we're chasing the wind. You know what I mean? Because it's literally leading us nowhere. But when we really started to unpack what Solomon was truly trying to get us to realize, I had a revelation and just a perspective shift. For those of you that don't know, Solomon was probably the wealthiest and most richest man to ever live. And his story in the Bible is very powerful because he attained so much that he has nothing but wisdom to give. And what Solomon is trying to explain to us is like, yo, he attained all of these things, chased after all of these things, accumulated so much wealth, but he realized that none of those things could fulfill him at all. Like none of those things could fulfill him. And I think that's what we see right now in a lot of society where you might have these billionaires, millionaires, people committing suicide, people constantly chasing that next thing because they are not fulfilled. It's not going to fulfill them by any means. And I think society, capitalism specifically, has created this philosophy and this mindset where money rules the world. And I think that is a detriment to our community and it's leading people astray, because there are a lot of people that will compromise their morals and slime you out for a piece of paper that they print literally every single day. Now, I'm not saying don't get your money because I understand what this world consists of and what you need in order to live an adequate quality of life. You feel me? And just take care of your family. But what Solomon really was trying to get across to us is that your fulfillment truly just comes from the Lord. Like your fulfillment comes from God. Like that is the only thing that provides you with meaning, I would say, in this life, or just the things that are connected to God, which is your purpose. You know what I mean? Which is some of these relationships that you might get in, only if it's in alignment with God and the call over your life. I think that's important that we have to also keep in mind. But Solomon also highlights that everything is for an appointed time. You know what I mean? So it's like the things that you are seeking, the job that you might be at, the relationships that you might be encountering, the amount of money that you might touch, all of those things, depending on how you look at it, are meaningful, but they're meaningful because it's giving you an opportunity to learn about yourself. It's giving you an opportunity to learn about God throughout the process. It's giving you an opportunity to grow spiritually, to develop spiritually, to evolve spiritually, and just, overall your character development. And I think that perspective shift on the book of Ecclesiastes was kind of just mind blowing to me because for so long I did see it as like, yo, what's the point of even doing all this shit? Like, what's the point of even doing all of this? And I think that was kind of like the wrong mindset to have because if you really think about it, none of these things that we attain comes with us to the grave at all. None of these things come with us to the grave. So it's not to say like you stop trying to evolve and grow and work and you stop trying to get money, but get it in an honest way. And the way that you do get it, allow it to shape you so that you appreciate the things that you then have worked to attain. And I think, when I've realized that, I'm like, man, everything that I'm doing is just all for the glory of God. Like everything that I'm doing is all for my spiritual development. Like it's not for pleasure, self-pleasure. Like it's not to feed my flesh, but it's really for me to grow and evolve spiritually, help other people step into who it is that God has called them to be as well. Being a good steward of these things, because I'm not constantly in a space, nor will I ever want to be where I'm constantly trying to get to the next thing. I used to be like that, but I never understood fully, I guess, who I was in Christ, but also his plan over our lives. Like, when you understand the finished works of Jesus Christ, you realize that there's no more striving. You're really just resting in what's already done. And if you believe in the finished works of Jesus Christ, you realize that everything is already done in the spiritual realm. Like, the things that we want so badly, the reason why you desire it so much is because your higher self is already there. So you just really have to have the faith and believe and just stay consistent with whatever it is that you're doing, and God will provide you with those things. God wants us to live a fruitful, abundant life. He wants us to be wealthy. He wants us to have the things that we want. We just have to make sure that our heart posture is in the right place. If your heart posture is in the right place, then none of these things can be meaningless, because you've learned something about God, but you also learned something about yourself throughout the process to get to that thing. So it was just a little perspective shift when it came to that, because I think also another powerful thing with the book of Ecclesiastes is like, it really teaches you the discipline of detachment. And detachment doesn't mean that you're just emotionless. Detachment means that you just don't allow these things to consume you. You don't allow these things to dictate how you feel about yourself, your emotions, because you understand that this thing can be here today and it can be gone tomorrow. And the only thing that stays and remains faithful to you is God. He will never leave you nor forsaken you. He will never try to. None of that. So it's about really resting in Him, striving after Him, seeking Him, and allowing Him to continue to shape you into this new man who appreciates life, who appreciates and loves Him because of His grace that He has given unto you. And I think that's just the beauty of it, yo. Like, literally having that dialogue and conversation with the bros, it just helped me unpack so much, because as you start to grow and you start to ascend spiritually, you start to see what truly matters and what you actually value in this life. All that monetary stuff, materials, it has no value. And I'm going to say it, like, materialistic things, monetary gains, it holds no value. To the world, it might hold value, but to the Lord, to God, it holds no value. A lot of people get money and they get money for the wrong reasons. A lot of people get these things and they get it for the wrong reasons. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have nice things. That's not what I'm saying at all. But it's like, when you start to idolize those things, when you make money your idol, you feel me? When you make that woman an idol, when you make that car an idol, when you make that house an idol, when you make that jewelry an idol, because oftentimes that's what a lot of people are doing. You're putting these things on a pedestal and you're allowing that to provide you with a sense of security and a sense of identity, but that's not you. Like, that's not you at all. And I think that we have to get back to just humanizing people and humanizing things, because I don't put celebrities on a pedestal. I don't put entertainers, I don't put athletes on a pedestal, because it's like, who are you without the money? Who are you without the title? Who are you without the car? You feel me? Like, I see myself on that same standard. I see myself on that same pedestal. I put myself on that pedestal. You got to be confident. You got to understand and know who you are. I know who I am. And I know who God created me to be. I am who He is. You feel me? So it's like, when all of those things are stripped, you realize a lot of people are bottom of the barrel, surface level, shitty. Shitty. So the only thing that truly matters, man, and I just want us to focus on prioritizing, getting closer to God, prioritize focusing on our relationship with God, and just really getting closer to yourself, understanding you. When you understand God, you are understanding yourself. And I think that's just so important to grasp and comprehend, because you can put your energy and your focus into the wrong things, and that's just gonna leave you drained, bro. I've been there. I've seen people that currently do that, and just spiritually, they're dead. Like spiritually, they're just dead. They lack morals. They don't have really any values that they're standing on. So it's not what it's made up to be. It's not what it's made up to be. I don't think that money equates to happiness. I don't think that material things equate to happiness. Now, I think that what these things can do is enhance your quality of life and enhance what already was there. You feel me? That's why it's like you got a lot of baby men with just money. Boy child, man childs. You got a lot of man childs out here with just money because they got the money, but then they neglected the actual internal work. So that's why they still aren't fulfilled, bro. Like God is the only thing that can really help with that. And I think God is really the only thing that matters. And when you truly start to understand that and realize that, that's what you're going to prioritize. That's what you're going to focus on. And you're going to see everything from a spiritual lens because that's all it is. It's here to help you develop and grow spiritually, to evolve in that way. And once you start to focus on God, that's when He will reward you and bless you. But first, if you feel like you haven't gotten blessed, certain things that you still got to heal from, and still certain things that you got to learn on your journey before He will allow you to get to that next level. Feel me? So, listen, just focus on God. God is the only thing that really matters. God is where your meaning comes from. Peace.